get ready to rumble!
Zinger Nation jam-packed show today. Peloton up 5%.
What's up, disciplined investor?
We got Benzinga CEO Jason Raznick here with us.
The man, the myth, the legend, Tom Nash.
Peter Schiff on the Power Hour with us live today. Interesting, different, unique, innovative companies. Mia, you are live with us on the Power Hour. What's up?
Thank you so much for inviting me on.
Jessica Billingsley, that is the CEO of Akerna. The best trade idea resource out there. Yo, what?
Hey.
There we go. All right, Mitch, I brought you back to hang out with us. You were doing such a good intro.
Hey, I'm super down. What's going on, Hot Stock Lukes? What's moving? What's up in the market, man?
All right, so first things first, we'll get to the agenda and what's going on today in just a second here. But I saw somebody say VISL, Vislink is rocketing right now. Let me pull up a 2-day chart and let me share my screen here. Hold on, got to get the trusty Benzinga Pro up. There we go. All right, yeah, okay. The breakout taking place on Vislink. There we go. All right, check it out. Here it is. Really cool Benzinga Pro feature. Watch this. I'm going to tweet this out. Vislink, ticker Vissel. And we're telling everybody to come to the Power Hour. But check this out, guys. Vislink Technologies. If you don't remember this one, we had the CEO on the show about 2 weeks ago. This is a company that's doing some really cool camera work. But like the coolest product that I think they talked about is they said for like NFL games, they're going to put cameras inside helmets. So you'll be able to view it like you're, they're playing actually inside the game. So again, company tweeted out that Verizon has deployed a 5G service. Vislink's main revenue stream are from government contracts. This is a Hugh Henney. Shout out to the Atlas gang. This is a Hugh Henney stock, and I believe he's actually going to be back with us tomorrow. So if you guys are in Vislink, ticker VISL, Victor India Lima Sandy, make sure you're here tomorrow. We're going to bring Hugh on the stream. We're going to ask him, hey, what does this mean? How does this change your conviction in the stock, et cetera? But we are getting a nice little ripper here today.
Yeah,
so
I see a solid floor at 3. So
there we go. Definitely. Okay, where? Okay, I see what you're talking about. You got some right here, a little more up through 315 or so. Mm-hmm. Breaking out. Let's go. Next level. We need to get through these 4s. So we'll be watching these 405s, guys. We'll be checking in on this one throughout the stream today. But all right, I just went off script and somebody said Vissel is ripping, and that's what I love about you guys. That's what I love about Zinger Nation. That's what I love about what we have going on here, is that it's so much about the community, guys. That's what makes us different, is that it's not just me and Mitch and Drew here talking to you. It's all of us doing this thing together. Look at this. Somebody else is throwing out another high flyer, Vuzi. All right. Oh, Vuzi's ripping too. All right, let's zoom this one into 2-day chart. Oh, I didn't even have my screen up this whole time? Oh, my God.
Come on.
Well, I got 2 other guys on the screen that didn't tell me anything. Here's Vislink, okay?
I thought you were doing something special. You were like, I'm pulling something on Twitter.
Yeah, I was hitting up the guys to see where they're at with this one. They are the experts in the stock. But all right.
Look at that thing.
Starting today off, 405 is the level on this one. 405. You got psychological 4, and then you've got 405. You got previous highs right there. So that's the levels on that one. But all right, guys, drop any other stocks that are breaking out into the chat there. Somebody's saying put Ford in there. I don't think Ford's probably not breaking out. Sitting there right at that 13. We like that. Any other stocks that are breaking out, drop them in the chat. I
got an idea before I get on out of here. So, and you guys are going to hear about this. I told you about this one, Luke. I think you should have got in when I was trying to pump it to you, man. I tried to even get you on it, man. The genius game, bro. The genius game, man.
All right, let's pull it up.
All right, guys. So I'm in this one, guys, and I could even show you my account. I'm in this one at 168, guys. I've been in this one for like more than a week. Diamond hands are up in the air on this one. I'm turning my paper hands into diamond hands in this one. Normally, I'm a paper hands kind of guy, and I could just be honest about it. I take my 20 or 30%. But I've been sitting in this stock over 30% for more than a week now. I'm up about 37%, almost 38% right now. I'm looking for this one to get above 3. I think we might need to ask the penny stock boys about this one, but I think it could get a rip. One thing that I do focus on is the news flow, right? So if you look at the news flow and overview, you'll see that we keep getting press releases from them. And when the company starts spending that money on the press, I think they're looking at the stock price. And so that's one of the things that I keep focus on is how you're seeing news come out. First, it was Genius Brands International CEO newsletter. Then it was, that we're going to have the April premiere of Schwarzenegger show. Then you have a little bit more chatter about Roblox. And then you have more about how now we got the Toy Story writer making some writing up. Hey, the news flow is there. That's why I'm sticking in this one. I'll hang out, guys. I could think this one could get all the way up to $5, $10. So that's why I'm hanging out. I'll be in
all
this
right.
one.
So there we go. First pitch of the day. Mitch Hodge coming in. Hold on. First air horn. There it is. Yeah, there we go. First pitch of the day. Just kicking us off. Basically, Genius Brands PR machine. That's the thesis. Steady news flow. Move the stock higher. All right, Mitch. Thanks.
We'll keep an eye on it.
Going out there.
See you guys.
Cool. All right, peace. All right, guys. So, time of the day. Let's do the agenda. Let's talk about why we do the show, why we spend these 60, 120 minutes together every single day. The point of the show, name of the game. That's a term that I use internally here at Benzinga all the time. What's the name of the game? Is that we want this to be the best trade idea resource out there. Okay, if we are not delivering on bringing trade ideas, call us out in the chat, and we'll bring you on the stream, and we'll give you the floor to bring some ideas. And ideas are not just going to come from myself, not just from Drew, who's hanging out with me today, Jason, any other guests that we bring on, but more importantly, out of the community, out of Zinger Nation that's here with us every single day, in and out. So what we have going on today, we're going to do some put selling, okay? Yesterday we did covered calls. We did a live covered call trade on the show. We're going to do a live put selling call today on the show. And I'm actually going to let you guys vote and pick which stock we are going to sell a put on. We're going to walk through the whole transaction. I have the live interactive brokers account up here. Decent day. Yeah, check this out. Let's go. Up a G today on a day when SPY is down. I'll take that any day. But we're gonna let you guys vote in the live account which one we're doing it on. I don't know if you can read that, but you have Rocket, Bank of America, Palantir, Baba. So we'll get to that. Of course, we are going to be doing an update on our chat challenge where Zinger Nation is going head to head to figure out who is the best trader in the chat. I've got a new page on benzinga.com that I want to show you guys. If you recall, we did that dividend page. Let's go check in on that one. And then we've got two very special guests, three really. So at 12:30, Beach Trades is joining the stream again. 1 o'clock, Cabbage is coming on. Cabbage, if you're not familiar, does small business loans. So I want to hear about loan activity and whether or not we're seeing things uptick with small businesses. And then 2 p.m. ET, 2 o'clock Eastern, Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, Shark Tank. If you don't know him here, you'll recognize the face. Kevin O'Leary, backspace, enter. I'm on a different computer today, guys. I'm sitting down and on a different computer. Yeah, this guy. Mr. Wonderful is going to be joining us live, hanging out, and doing an interview with questions out of the audience. Jason Raznick's going to be doing that one. So stay tuned, and there we go. All right, sounds good. And Drew, what's up with you today?
I'm doing well, man. Got some exams tonight, but I'm hyped. I make the time. I'm showing up to Benzinga Power Hour because that's my favorite show of the day. I'm ready to talk stocks with my boy Luke. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Yeah, and if you guys don't know Drew, he is our resident college trader. I asked Drew to come on when he can, because when you have to go 90 minutes by yourself and, you're just, I don't know. It's tough. It's very tough, okay? When you don't have somebody to take 2 minutes to talk, where you think about, okay, here's the next thing we're going to pull up, etc. And so Drew always bringing the ideas, always bringing the insights. So I always appreciate when he hops on with us. But all right, guys, let's hit it. Drew, what do you want to do first? We can either start with put selling or we can start with Alibaba.
Ooh, let's start with put selling. I know you got some great options there. I think you already know my favorite, but I'll let the audience speak for themselves.
All right, guys. So we're doing some put selling. Let me type these options in the chat. I'm gonna put them in here. So we're gonna vote on which stock we're doing this. Back 3 PLTR. I just want to get them in before people start voting. All right. So I am going to go through a live put sale. Why we sell puts on the show. I've made more money selling puts this year than any other type of trades. Even like stock appreciation, we've got crazy stocks like Voyager Digital, VYGVF, still running on our Voyager. Check this out. Here's the year-to-date chart on Voyager Digital. Right, I've made more money put selling than any of the stocks we own. Ford, another great one. Bank of America, another great one. And so I'm going to talk you through why I like put selling, why we do it, guys. Vote. Okay, type a 1 in the chat if you want Rocket. Type a 2 if you want Bank of America. 3 if you want Palantir, and then 4 if you want Alibaba. Those are the options. We're getting a lot of 3s here. We'll let a couple more votes flow through because I know that we've got a little bit of a delay. Oh, can you share your screen, Luke? God, I'm tripping today. The new setup is throwing me off. Yeah, there's Bank of America. There's VYGVF. There's Voyager Digital. Ford, another one that we've been super into this year. And again, we have a lot of awesome stocks right now, and I've made more money selling puts than any other strategy. So. All right. I think the 3s went out. I sort of expected that. It's your stock, Drew. All right. So before I get into the put selling on Palantir, we make the live trade on the show. Tell anybody who doesn't know what the company is. I think everybody does know at this point, but tell anybody who doesn't know what the company is. Why you like it. I know you're a huge Palantir bull. Why you like the stock. Why you think it's compelling. And then I'm going to get into the options trade that we're going to make. Yeah,
so Palantir, right, is Peter Thiel's baby. If you don't know Peter Thiel, he's an absolute beast in the whole startup game, the whole VC game. And he started a company with Elon Musk. Maybe you heard of it. It's called PayPal. I know that's one of Luke's favorite companies.
We're out of PayPal. We
almost
high-ticked that one.
What?
We almost high-ticked our PayPal sale. We're out.
Okay. Well, great company overall still, I think. Maybe Square is a close competitor. But, Peter Thiel, that's what we're talking about here. And Palantir, crazy company, right? These guys, they have 2 products. One of them is for government, and one of them is for corporations. And the government one, finds – maybe it found Osama bin Laden. There's rumors of that. There's rumors that they find IEDs using weather patterns. We're just an absolute machine when it comes to data, and I think data is the new currency, right? Every company wants your data. No matter what they're trying to do, they need to know who they're selling to. And I think, Palantir is just going to be the next revolution in that. So, data is the future, and Palantir is an absolute beast when it comes to data.
All right, so there it is, okay? Palantir, big data play, great management team, great track record, several success stories, and of course, a retail trader favorite. So here's what we're going to do. And I see somebody in the chat, Edward, saying high interest rates should boost Bank of America. Yeah, we got into that trade live on this show. I don't know, several weeks ago, but check it out. We bought Bank of America calls, 300% runner, and I don't know, maybe it's been 2 months now. It's been a little while, but that's exactly why I like bank stocks. I own several other bank stocks for that reason. But all right, we're talking about Palantir. We're not talking about banks. The stock that I wanted to make the live trade on was Bank of America. But I'm like, all right, everybody's going to get bored if we do Bank of America. And so let's leave it out to a vote. I'm going to pull it up now. Okay, PLTR. Palantir Technologies. And we're going to open up the option chain. All right, and so when we sell puts, what we're doing is we're getting what I like to call, this is, I don't know if anybody else uses this term, it's not a technical term, but I say synthetically long the stock. in that if the stock goes up in price, we make money. Okay, when you sell a put, there's a couple things that happen. The first thing that happens is you collect money. Money gets added to your brokerage account right away. Okay, so we're going to go through the live example and we'll do the math on it. But if we sell a put for $1, right, we're going to get that $1 credited to our account today. The risk that we're taking on is that we may be forced to buy shares at the strike price at some point in the future. All right, if that was too hard or if that was too fast, don't worry. When we go through the live example, it'll be way easier. Okay, so and if you guys have questions, drop them in the chat. We're doing this for you. If I wasn't doing this for you, I would be selling puts against Bank of America right now and not Palantir. But that's what Zinger Nation is all about, baby. That's why we do it. All about that community. So, all right, whenever we're setting up an options trade, there's two things that we need to decide on. We need to figure out the time horizon and the strike price. Okay, so time horizon. Whenever I'm selling puts, I typically go about 30 days out. I think anywhere from 2 weeks to 30 days is sort of your sweet spot. You are taking on risk, and we'll get to the risk that we're taking on in a minute here, but you are taking on risk when you sell puts. And so by keeping that time horizon shorter, you're minimizing the window at which you're absorbing risk, okay? So there's our time horizon. We're going to be looking about 30 days out, and then we need to find a price, a strike price to sell the stock for. So here's a chart going back to when the company went public last September. Daily candles, right? Each candle, each red or green bar here represents 1 day. And check this out. I see a ton of support here, right around $22, $23. Okay, look at this. You've got low. You got basically 1, 2, 3, 4 days of lows, 2 days of really clear lows right here, and then you got lows here. A low here. Broke down a little bit, but somewhere right around this $22, $23, there's definitely some buyers that are stepping in. There is some support there. Okay, so we're gonna look at either $22 or $23 strikes in this stock. Okay, 22 or 23. We may even go lower. We may go below it once we look at the option chain, and so let's go ahead and do that now. So here's the option chain on Palantir. We want to go out. Let's do monthly contracts. We're going out, I said, about 30 days. There's 29 days. Does not get any closer than that. All right. So where's our strike price when we're selling puts?
Right there, yeah.
So here we are. So the 22s are $1. The 23s are $1.31. And so our break even on this one is about $21. Our break even here is what, $22.30. We do collect more premium up front. I'm gonna hit the 22s, okay? The 22 strikes in here. I'm gonna open up an Excel sheet too. Y'all know I love my Excel sheets. If you guys want them, just email us powerhour@benzinga.com. We'll email them over to you. But this is where I like to keep track of my math. I'm just gonna do this on the fly. So all right. So the stock in question is going to be PLTR. The date. All right. So let's go back to the date. It is April 16th. Turn it into a number for me. The strike that we're going to do is going to be 22, we said. Okay. And then the credit is going to be 0.93, and I know that's so small, so here we'll zoom it a little more. All right, there it is. All right, and we'll just be keeping our notes here. All right, so we're gonna sell this 22 strike April 16th put on Palantir, and we're gonna sell it for 93 cents. All right, so check this out. We're gonna get the trusty calculator out. Okay, we're doing the mental calculator because it's easy math. But all right, each options contract represents 100 shares. So when we sell this put for 94 cents, 94 cents, we're not going to get 93 or 94 cents credited to our account. For each contract, we're going to get that 93 cents times 100. Okay, so we're going to get $93 credited to the account. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's do this. I mean, how many shares do we want to take on? That's the risk. So here's the risk that we're taking on. Okay, is that we might have to buy shares of Palantir for $22 at some point in the future. Okay, that's the risk. So we're gonna get $93 per contract sold. And the risk that we're taking on is that we will have to buy shares for $22 at some point in the future. All right, and we're going to walk through this again. I just wanted to get a quick size. So we'll start off. I already own shares of Palantir. I don't want to be super long this stock. So we'll start off with just, I don't know. We'll do 3 contracts. How's that? All right. So what'd you say?
I like it. You kept on upping it. You're thinking
30?
2, but you did 3. I like it.
You could do 30. I don't know if they let us. Let's see. Buying power? Yeah, we got buying power. It's already a negative cash balance. We're already on credit. What's the ticker? Somebody said PLTR. PLTR, okay? All right, we're not doing 30 contracts. We're going to go with 3, okay? 3 contracts. All right, we're selling puts. Again, we're selling the April 16th 22 strike puts for 93 cents a contract. We're doing 3 contracts that represents 300 shares, okay? So hit submit sell order. It's going out there. And there you have it. Order's out. We're not filled. We'll check in a second and see if we get a fill here. But all right, so there we have it. And then let's do some more math. Contracts 3. Okay, so let's break down exactly what happened here. So where's the? Sorry, look at this. I have a new keyboard. I can't find delete. Oh my god. How am I gonna? There it is. Okay. All right. So money into account today. All right. That's the first thing that happened. There's a few things that happened when we just went and sold these puts. So the first one is we got 93 cents per contract times 3 contracts times the 100 shares that each contract represents. So we got $279 deposited into our account today. All right. The risk that we're taking on, okay? The risk that we're taking on is that between now, I'm going to write this one out. Between now and April 16th, have to buy PLTR for 22 per share. All right, we'll get some nice text wrapped. All H. Drew, what's my text wrap? W, there it is. All H column width, we'll set it to 20 pixels. Okay. HOH, I don't know. Do something like that. All right, so there we go. Okay, so the risk that we're taking on, we get $279 today. The risk that we're taking on is that between now and April 16th, we're going to have to buy 300 shares of Palantir for $22 per share. Buy 300 shares of Palantir for $22 a share. Okay, and so let's talk through our scenarios. If Palantir stays above $22, let's pull up the chart. So if Palantir stays above $22 between now and the next 29 days, we keep that $279. The amount that we sold those options contracts to, this $279. We keep that. It stays in the account. We roll it to the next trade. We keep going. The risk that we take on is let's say that Palantir drops to $20 per share, right? But between now and April 16th, we have to buy shares for $22 per share. All right, so we lose to $2 per share times the 300 shares. So we're down $600 on the trade right away, right? So that's what happens if we're forced to buy the shares. But check this out. We got the $279. Okay, so the $600 that we're down, we're not really down 600 in that scenario, right? We're down 600 minus 279. So we're down $321.
What price is that at, Luke, you're saying?
What'd you say?
If Palantir goes to what price?
If Palantir goes to 20.
Okay, yeah.
Between now and the next 29 days.
Mm-hmm.
And so here I'm gonna pull together the conclusion, and then I'm gonna go to the chat and look at any questions. So if you have questions, drop them in. Hit the like button, share the stream. Let's get this thing going. That's the Power Hour, baby. But all right, here's the beauty, in my opinion, of selling puts. First things first, only do this in stocks that you're okay owning for the long run. You know, Palantir is what I view as a high quality stock. I think it's still not totally understood by the market because they do so much government work, and it will maybe never be understood by the market. Right, but I think Palantir is one of those super high quality stocks. I hold this one in my IRA, right, as a long-term holding. I'm in it to win it with Palantir, okay? When I sell puts against the stock, I'm either every single month going to keep paying myself this credit, right, this $279 credit. Great, I'll take that all day, right? Throw me the money and I'll keep going. And then the worst case scenario is I'm forced to buy the stock for 20% cheaper than what it's trading at right now, right? You see Palantir is trading at $25 a share right now. I might have to buy it at $22 per share right now. So what is that? 15% discount to what it's trading at right now. Okay, great deal for, again, a stock that I'm okay holding in the long run. So when you sell puts, you're either going to keep the money that you made by selling the puts, or you're going to be buying the stock at a discount to what it's trading at right now. And one last thing, you keep all right, I'll get to the questions. One last thing, break even on this trade is $21.03. Or wait, did I do that wrong? What was the price that we sold it at? Okay, sorry. Break even on this trade, I forgot what we sold it for. Break even on this trade is these two numbers minus each other. There we go. $21.07, right? So because we sold the $22 strike, we got the 93-cent credit. So as long as Palantir is above 2107, we are in the green. If Palantir shares are below 2107, we are in the red. Again, I love the put selling to make me synthetically long these stocks I think are high quality names. Like I said, I'm up about 20% year to date so far this year, and I've made more money selling puts than anything else. And I've owned some awesome stocks this year, right? We've had Ford as our pick of the year. We've got Voyager Digital. We've got the Bank of America we looked at, amongst others. So there's the deal with put selling. If you guys want this spreadsheet, we'll email it out. I mean, it's sort of just like a one trade example, but sort of walks you through all the factors that you need here. You know, what the risk that we're taking on is, etc. Email powerhour@benzinga.com. I'll drop that in the chat, powerhour@benzinga.com, and we will send that over to you. And all right, I'm going to hammer through some questions in the chat. And Drew, let's look at this Vissel really quick. Vislink. Somebody said it's about to break out. 2-day chart. Let's go. Who called the price it's going to get stopped at? I said 405 is your level. Look at this. Two highs. 405 on the freaking dot, baby.
Good call. Very nice.
I mean, I said that rewind this shit like 15 minutes, okay? All right, it's not always that good. We're cracking the second.
You're cracking a cold one open.
Yeah. Cheers. All right. So we'll be keeping an eye on Vislink. But all right, go into the chat. Do you want to call out questions, Drew?
Yeah, sure. I'm reading through the chat right now.
Shout out to Ash Invests.
I see some people saying Palantir goes up, he just keeps the premium. That's correct, right? So Palantir can actually go down. It could go down to 21, and it could go back up, right? So that's the second question I'm addressing. It has to expire under 22, right? So I believe that's a Friday. Usually they probably only have Friday expirations for Palantir.
Unless there's a holiday.
Or whatever. Oh, it might be a holiday. So
no, unless there is a holiday, it's always Friday.
Unless we're talking SPY, then they got like every other day.
Yeah, let's say unless you're
But
yes, if Palantir stays above $22, my $279, I keep it in the Interactive Brokers account, and I'm just going to throw it into the next trade. Maybe it'll be a Drew pick.
And then somebody said, what happens if Palantir goes to 35? Well, Luke would just still make the $300, right? This is a synthetic long position. So if he was long, yeah, he would capture $10 about per share. But the thing is, if Palantir goes down, he can still profit, right? So if you look at the monthly chart of Palantir, the 3-month even, this is a great strategy, right? He could have rolled this out 3 or 4 times by now. If he's doing monthlies, 3 months, obviously it's just 3. But this thing's basically been trading sideways, right? It had a spike. And that's why I think, it's a great time to sell puts, and it has been. And, you might miss out on some short-term gains, like when it popped up to 45. But I think me and Luke, we don't want to sell this at 45. I think I personally want to sell this at like 150. That's kind of my exit price. Honestly, when it gets there, I probably won't even sell it. So, I think that's kind of Luke's idea too. And it's a great way to get into stocks, right? There's a lot of stocks that run up and you want to chase, but selling puts, is a great strategy too, right? Palantir went from 11. Well, they IPO'd at 10, then it kind of traded at 11 for like about a month, and now it's around $20 to $30. So it's a great way to start getting a position. And anything to say there, Luke?
No, well said. A couple other questions. You need to keep $2,200 in your account in case it hits strike, because again, we're forced to buy 100 shares at $22 per share. You don't necessarily need to have the money in your account if you can get assigned the shares on margin. So as an example, I don't have $2,200 in my account. We just looked at it. I've got negative $15,000 in my account because I'm on a little bit of margin right now, right? But we just looked at it. We have buying power of $650,000 on this account. So if I get I'll pick up the shares on margin. So you either need to have the cash or you need to have margin.
But also, if you're using Robinhood, they let you capture the premium as you sell. So if you had $2,107, you'd be able to make the same trade Luke just did.
Yep. A couple of people asking, what are the fees on Interactive Brokers? I don't know. That's a very Googleable question. I do know I've incurred about $100 of fees year to date, and that's over about 60 trades. So, it's a combination of stock, option, and warrant trades. So it's not crazy significant. My favorite comment, YOLO or no-go. There we go. That's what the Power Hour is about. This is no pre-market prep. This is the YOLO trading show. That's why Drew likes to come on this one.
So someone said they still don't really understand options. They're just contracts, right? A put, in my eyes, is an insurance policy. It's saying, if you're buying it, you're saying, I'm scared the stock might go down. So let me say, I'll sell the shares at 22. That's the person that's buying these contracts from Luke. They're saying, if Palantir goes down, at least let me sell the stock to you for $22 a share. That's all they're saying. And Luke's saying, I'm happy to buy it at $22 a share. It's at 25 basically right now, 24.83, right?
Exactly.
It's just a contract between two people.
And the way that I picked this $22 strike, right, is again, look, if you can see the dash line on my screen right now, that's at $22. The stock hasn't been that cheap since November. And then look at it. We're getting buyers right in that 22, 23 range. We see several times, 1, 2, three times where it got down into that $22, $23 range. Buyers stepped in and drove the stock price higher. So that's how I came up with that $22 price, and why I feel decent about it. What are the prices? Drops to 20 and then rebounds above the strike at the time of expiration. It depends on who's on the other side of the contract. They could force me to buy the shares when it drops to 20. They could hang on to their option, and I'm not assigned the shares. So that's the deal.
So someone just said Palantir goes to $15, he gets smoked. So this is like kind of a funny thing to think about, but when I buy or when I sell puts, I'm thinking like, I'm fine with the stock going down, usually because maybe I want to buy the share. Like, I don't know if Luke wants to necessarily buy Palantir.
I do. I only, and I implore you, only do this on stocks that you want to own for a long period of time. So if Palantir goes to $15, right? Let's if Palantir goes to $15 and we get smoked, so let's do that math, right? Let's just scroll down. So we have the $22 strike with 15. So we got the strike. We have the last trade. So we're pretending it's at 15. We have the number of shares is 300. Okay. So then I basically am starting off because I'm forced to buy the shares at $22. So I'm starting off with 22 minus 15 times 300. So I'm starting to trade off down $2,100, but then we got that credit up front of 279. So don't forget about that. And so I'm starting to trade down like that, starting to trade down $1,800. And again, this is a risk that I am only okay taking on stocks that I want to hold for a long period of time. Like I said, this stock I already own shares because this is a long-term hold of mine, right? This is a multi-year hold. And so if I can keep selling puts against it every single month, which I have been. I mean, if anybody who's watched the show for a while, we've done the Palantir put selling example before, right? And keep getting that credit. And then again, if I can buy the stock at a 15% discount to where it's trading at today, if I wanted to add to the position today, I'm okay doing it. So that's why, yeah. And again, the risks are always most important. Somebody saying, did you get filled? We got filled. We always get filled. That's why we use interactive.
Well, the thing too is if Palantir goes to 15, Luke's other option, because he's synthetically long, is just actually going long, right? If he bought 300 shares, I don't know if he wants to do this next to it on the spreadsheet, he would be down probably double, right? Because he'd be buying it at 25 instead of 22, and he's not going to capture about the 97 or 94 cents.
Okay, so
he's actually saving money. That's the best part about selling puts. When the stock goes down, you feel even better because now I got the shares for cheap, and I didn't buy it when I thought I wanted to get long, and I made a little bit of credit, so I'm saving even more money from the strike price. It's like a win-win-win situation for me. Getting assigned a put and like just barely getting assigned is like a snipe in my eyes.
Yeah, so check this out. That's a great point. So here's what the P&L would look like if we just went out and bought the shares outright. Okay, the current price is $25. That's what we'd have to pay for the stock if we were just going to buy it right now. God, being on a different keyboard is screwing with me, guys. All right, if it's down to $15, and we're buying 300 shares,
$10 a share, $3K.
So there we go. So let's do our PL. So we're down. So we're down $10 a share times 300 shares. So we're down $3,000. Okay. So in this put selling example here, exact same scenario. We're starting to trade off down to $1,800. In the common stock example right here, we're starting to trade off down $3,000. So you're actually a little bit more risk adverse in that sense of it. Again, where you're losing out is if the stock runs from 25 right now to 50 over the course of the next 29 days, we still only get the $279. That's what the difference is.
Yeah, right. That's not a fun feeling, but
that was an accident. Sorry. That was an accident.
No, it was perfect.
All right. So there we go, guys. If you want the spreadsheet, powerhour@benzinga.com. That's how you get a hold of me, Drew, producer AB, the whole damn team. Jason Raznick's on that email address. Shoot us the email. We'll send the spreadsheet out very late tonight. Thursday nights are always my latest night of the week. I'm usually up to like literally 3 or 4 a.m. grinding away, working on building some Benzinga on Thursday nights. I did the same thing last night, so we'll see if we make it tonight. But expect a very late email from me with the spreadsheet if you hit up that email address. And again, guys, smash that like button, share this stream. Let's get this thing going. We have our first guest of the day ready to hop on with us. So we'll pull him on the stream and oh, I don't see him. I see his camera. I don't see him. So we'll see if he can pop back on with us. But let's look at this Vissel. And if you guys have other tickers for us to look at, we'll check those out too. There he is. All right, he's back. We're gonna bring on our beach trades in just a second here. But Vissel, oh my God. All right, guys. Drew.
Luke, bro, quit Benzinga, become a full-time day trader, and just short these penny stocks when they get to these highs that you snipe.
Bro, I said it's 405 is your price. I said 405 is your price. 2-minute candles. We touched on it, got rejected. Now down to 384. God damn. All right.
You needed some snipes next maybe Zoom Nation.
All right, and again, guys, if you're just joining us, I think we're gonna have Hugh and Dan on tomorrow. They are the Vissel guys, so we'll be talking to them. Other things on the docket today, we're about to bring on our very first guest of the day. We're going to talk some stock ideas. We're then going to be bringing on Cabbage. They are a small business lending platform. So I want to get a sense as to, hey, what are small businesses doing? Are they reopening? Are they cash strapped, etc.? And then, of course, Kevin O'Leary, 2 p.m. Eastern. He's going to be joining us for an interview with Mr. Kevin O'Leary. But all right, without further ado, all right, I think something went awry there. What's up, man? Welcome back to the Power Hour. Good to have you here. How's life? How's trading? How's the beach? What's up?
Everything's good, although I'm in the city right now, but everything's good.
Which city? New York City?
The only city.
That's the only city. Well, I feel like every state, though.
I just probably insulted about 95% of the people.
Yeah, exactly. Every state has a city, right? So it's like I'm here in Michigan, right? And when like we say like my dad will say, "Hey, I'm headed down to the city today." You know, that means we're going to Detroit. You know? Ann Arbor's a good one too. But okay, so what brought you up to New York at this time of the year? That's the question we need answered.
It's a good, New York's always kind of my home base, and I lived on the beach, and I travel around, but New York City's just home. So April's coming, spring's coming, the world's opening, and you just go where you feel comfortable.
Okay, all right, there you go. I like the flexibility.
You know, if I don't keep the local bodegas and restaurants open, who will?
Yep, and I like it. And then I talked to your good friend, I believe, Brian Raznick, yesterday on the phone.
Oh, give him how's he doing?
Doing well. He's always a good ally to have in our court here at Benzinga.
Yes, the both. Those are great guys. I'll just say that.
Yeah, that's Jason's brother, if you don't know. But all right, CJ, what's on your mind today? What should we be looking at? What should we be talking about?
Well, this is. I mean, I'm sure you've seen all the action with the NFT plays and this, and I heard you guys mention Vizzle and. Everything, everyone's got their style. Discussed with you last time. There are TA guys. Me, I'm more of a tape reader, a theme guy, a Momo guy. And, this morning I was like, okay, and I even put it out there. I'm like, where's all this money going next? For what we do, everything is money flow. And you kind of saw the market kick back a bit with the NFT plays. And especially in the small cap retail space, it's okay. You have all these traders now. They made this money. Where's that flow going to go next? And this morning, I started to buy some Vizzle because, again, for me, everything is reason. You're going to have that space ETF launch. And no one knows the exact date. Is it the end of March, beginning of April? So, sometimes better lucky than good, but I say there is no luck. It's about chance meeting opportunity. This morning, I started buying some MDGS, some Vizzle, some ASTC, and, it's about putting yourself in the right spot ahead of the crowd. So this NFT craze is crazy, and I'm sure it will continue and up and down. And one day they're up 30%, one day they're down. But
I know.
Eventually,
are you trading any of those stocks or no? I haven't.
Yeah, I mean, I'll send you a text that's heartwarming from my father when I had him get into OCG at $4. But yeah, I'm basically out of those now. To me, the money's been made, and I can trade them, scalp them, but. That was something I read about a week ago and started to scale in. And now, again, I'm doing this, with the space ETF. So there's no guarantee, but it's all about risk reward. So that's where I'm at now.
Okay. And CJ, we got so many comments about New York. I'm just looking at the chat right now. It's everything ranging from go Red Sox to this man is personally trying to save New York to Nets or Knicks.
I know Austin's a big place, and everyone loves Austin. So I'll give a shout out to all my Austin people.
There we go. But all right. But you said Vizzle is one that you're in right now, or you got?
Yeah, just Vizzle, MDGS.
But can we stay on Vizzle for just a second?
Sure, go ahead with Vizzle.
So I want to know like what did you see? What compelled you to enter the trade? And then what are you watching now that you're in the stock?
Well, let's just say this morning, to me, I'm not watching now. It's probably somewhere in the 380s, 390s, but
yep,
it was
385,
350s, and to me, a lot is where reason meets the chart. I was looking at the chart this morning, risk reward, and again, everything knowing, the market is usually ahead. So I'm telling you about that space ETF that nobody knows the launch date, but it's roughly about 2 weeks. So you just you have to think, how is everyone going to think? I use that great Wayne Gretzky line. Don't skate where the puck's going to be, skate where it's at. So right now, where it's at is NFT. So I like to exit a little early. So I'm out of there. And then where's it going to be? And nothing's perfect timing, but you start to scale in. So to me, in a week or two, especially next week, you'll probably see it. So that's where I'm at. So I saw the chart. I saw the reason the launch coming, and Bizzle, out of all of them, seems to, let's just say, be the cult crowd favorite.
Yes.
You mentioned you have Hugh Henny. He's an unbelievable trader. And you have these guys who have a huge following, and, it's just a lot about beating the crowd. So, if I can enhance my risk-reward entry, that's everything to me.
All right, there we go. Okay.
But I never go all in at once.
So the catalyst is the ETF launch.
Yeah, and there'll be speculation of which small cap stocks will be in, whether they're or not. And just like a biotech catalyst, they usually run up to it. So you maybe have a 2-week run up. So that's my thinking.
Okay, I like that. And so is the idea? Do you think it's most likely? Of course, you're gonna be watching the stock. But do you think it's most likely that you'll be getting out of it and the price will be running up into the launch, or is it going to be after this thing gets going, we get all the constituents, etc.?
I'll probably be out before the launch.
Okay.
A lot depends upon price action and your profit and where the stock's at. I'm fluid. I'm open. So like every day, there's trade what you want to see and trade what you see. So whatever is presented in front of me, I'll react to. And if I have a big run up before, I'll probably scale out most. So, okay. I have a set idea, but at the same time, I'm always fluid and open.
Okay.
So how long is your time horizon usually on these trades?
Vizzle, got a spike actually today because not because of what I was saying. That's why I said better lucky than good. I believe they put out a tweet. So
here it is. I've got it up on the screen here. And CJ, whenever I have a chance to plug, I can't help myself. I'm going to plug it. Benzinga Pro had it first. The Vista tweet right when the thing started to move like that. In the link, I think there's a promotion still. St. Patrick's Day, in the description, there's a link. Benzinga Pro, 2 weeks free. No reason not to try it. But all right, keep going again. If I can plug it, I will.
People had your link, they would have made the money. So, but yeah, so that's just great. So now the chart keeps setting up, the news keeps getting better, it keeps building. So, there's many ways to play. You can swing, you can trade these spikes, but that's exactly what you need because the market, truthfully, was dry, as we all know, the past couple of weeks. You need day traders, you need scalpers, you need swingers. All this leads to liquidity. So that's why I welcome all. Just bring it all. You need liquidity, especially now in small caps.
Okay. All right. I like that. And then you're about to do another ticker. I'm the person who slows everybody down on the show, which is exactly what I did to you. But what was the next ticker you were going to get?
MDGS.
MDGS. Okay. So that's what is that? Mike Delta Golf Sandy. So somebody help out Zinger Nation. Help out your fellow friends here. Drop the ticker in the chat so other people can have it, and of course hit the like button. But all right, tell us about this one.
Yeah, it's a stock that's involved in many angles. They had a PR yesterday that probably went a little unnoticed. It does the electric vehicle market. It does the space market. It has many angles, but mainly that's one to me that'll be bought up on the space theme. So it has the electric vehicle side as well, but to me, it's ripe in all areas.
Yep, and if you're worried about the press release going missed, Benzinga Pro had a summary of that as well. Look at that.
There you go.
There we go. Okay, and so is it a similar sort of thesis on this one? Again, guys, the ticker is Mike Delta Golf Sandy. That into the run up into this ETF. When there's speculation about the names that'll be included, et cetera, that's where the stock could get moving.
Yeah, and you have plenty of time, so you can play it any way you want. Trade it, scalp it, swing it. That's up to you, and that's the beauty of what we do. There's no right or wrong.
Yeah,
and to make money.
And you said it's got the space plus the electric vehicle angle. Yes. This is producer AB. This would be a good one to bring onto the show. This seems like a really. If they have space and EV, it's a good company to talk to. So we should try to get them on.
Where are you guys at right now? You're not in New York. You're in Michigan?
We're in Michigan, Detroit, Michigan. Normally I have a background or like my camera faces out the window, but Jason Raznick took my normal setup from me because he's got his big Kevin O'Leary interview coming up in about, I don't know, let's see, 40 minutes or so. So I'm banished to the dungeon today.
Big game Saturday, so.
I know. And tonight's the kickoff, right? Tonight is the first round of games for basketball.
Yeah, me and Jalen will be watching it together.
Boom. There you go. All right, so I'm going to throw this one out to the chat. We have not asked this question yet. March Madness teams. Drop them in there. I want to see where everybody's at with it. For me, and for all three of us on the screen, we've got 3 University of Michigan guys on the stream at once. There's a big go blue. But yeah, look at that.
I mean, it's Michigan or bust, of course, even without Isaiah. So yeah, I heard Juwan might suit up. They might give him a 25th year of eligibility.
There we go.
A photo of me and Juwan, actually. So that just dated me, but I'll save it for another time.
Okay, and Drew's actually a student at the University of Michigan right now. Drew, do you have your university provided face mask at Quick Access? We can see.
I wish I had. I actually never got one of those. I came late to school, but I got my keychain. Always repping this Go Blue, baby.
Yes.
Where I go.
Yes.
Well, nice to see the Michigan lineage. So that makes water seeks its own levels. That explains why this is such a great place.
There we go. I love it. All right, we need a special sound for that. All right, I don't know. I guess I don't have anything that's especially good.
$1 million.
Just bring back Chris Webber. That's all I ask.
Yeah, there we go. Awesome, man. Any other stocks that we should be looking at, checking out today?
In terms of, you have the Bitcoin, of course. It's popping to 60K. That keeps cycling. So there's a bunch of Bitcoin tickers out there.
Okay. Do you have a favorite? These are hot tickers.
They are very hot. You have.
You're gonna have half the crowd love you and half hate you, regardless of which one you say. So I'm curious to hear it.
You have the big guys. You have Riot Mara. You have smaller guys like
SOS.
SOS is another one that
everybody loves that stock.
Usually, it's really actually helpful when they all kind of trade as a group because again, they all fuel each other. So even if I'm not in it, I root for them all because let's just say if I'm in one, they all push each other. So, you can actually buy Bitcoin itself. You can buy GBTC. There's again so many ways to play, but Bitcoin, if anything, seems like once that 60K break happens, we're off to 100, and you'll see a big leg in these stocks.
Yeah, and I don't have a good Bitcoin chart, but in case you missed it, basically in case you weren't on Twitter this weekend, we did get there, right? So here was the weekend. My Twitter just blew up with Bitcoin at 60K. We dipped a little bit, and now we're rip-roaring back. So, okay. And do you have any positions right now?
I have a few light ones, but just kind of mainly speculating at this point.
Okay.
But there you go. There's the Grayscale. That's probably the best way to play.
All right. What about other currencies, like Ethereum or Cardano or anything along those lines?
Ethereum, that's the big one because that's the one that's actually behind NFT. So you're going to see that one built up, and then certain stocks that actually have that in will also get bid up. That'll be a craze. So Ethereum is another great angle, especially right now. With the
totally agreed. And guys, check this one out. VYGVF. Anybody who's listened to this show more than once, sorry, you're going to hear me talk about my favorite stock again. This is the craziest stock that I've ever owned in my life. Let's see if we can get it here. Look at this. I've never had a 4,400% gainer in my life. It's super abnormal. But Voyager Digital, this is like my crypto play. If you guys don't know it, every 2 weeks on Twitter, I do like a long deep dive. It takes me like a couple hours to dig through everything and then try to get it into just a few hundred words. But I go through multiples. I put out revenue estimates, etc. There's like not really any analyst coverage on this stock, even though it's a $2 billion stock. And so that's why I do it. Just I don't know. Nobody knows about it. But CJ, this one is super interesting because it's a crypto brokerage and not exchange brokerage. They connect to 12 different exchanges. They trade 55 different coins and pay interest on almost 30 coins. Is what makes this one super interesting. So regardless of if Bitcoin's price goes up or down, they make money on transaction volume. So you're not necessarily tied like you are with like a Riot or an SOS to, hey, Bitcoin's got to go up to support this stock. As long as there's activity and momentum and people are trading the cryptos, and again, they've got 55 coins that they support, they're making money.
Brilliant idea, kind of like the real estate broker. You don't care if the market goes up, down, just collect your fee.
Exactly, and that's why I love this stock so much more than the other ones is because yeah, I mean I sort of like what you're saying, just own Bitcoin if the thesis is that Bitcoin is going to go up in price. Right. So again,
one thing I want to mention that as for the stocks and the market, what you're seeing, kind of right now, everything just on a side note is tied to that 10-year yield, and you see that spike, and the tech stocks go whoosh, and a lot of things follow it. So no matter that's what I say. You can trade what you want, trade what you see. That is right now spooking the market a bit the past couple of weeks, right or wrong. And we need to see a little decoupling from that. You need to see some assets, some sectors act on their own, no matter what the 10-year yield is doing, be it Bitcoin, individual stocks, anything. And it's kind of a slow unwind from that. But the past day or two, we're kind of seeing that. But that's kind of holding us down a bit. So, for anyone in this environment right now, whether you're trading, swinging, or whatever you're doing, that's something I would really follow, because right now, when that spikes, and that's why I saw the futures down a bit this morning, right or wrong, it is what it is. Right now, kind of the market and the SPY own conjunction is following that 10-year. So we need to kind of decouple from that.
And check this out. Just as you were talking, I got pushed this alert on my Benzinga Pro. SPY, all the indexes are getting hit right now. I'll just read it off. Stocks fall following report. U.S. Democrat seeks progressive tax on financial transactions. So we just got, look at this. These some of these red candles right here over the past several minutes. That's what it was. So I guess we'll stay tuned.
Yeah, so watch for that. Watch for a sector, be it space, be it Bitcoin, be it NFT, which you've seen. That's huge. I love to see when something kind of what I call trades on its own, when it decouples from what's going on. So whatever it is you do, I would look for that. That's kind of like how your fee collector is on its own. Doesn't matter. That's key.
Yeah, and I love what you're saying about the hot sectors too. Right, I love picking the laggards out of some of those hot sectors. Like my big one earlier this year was Ford. Right, it's making this huge EV push. All the EV stocks were going fucked effing crazy. Right, from Tesla to NIO to XPeng to pre-revenue and Lucid Motors and all that. And I'm like, all right, let's get some of this EV energy into this stock, and eventually it happened. The thing popped. So
there is no, on a long timeline in 2040, we can look at it and it seems so simple, but that's no stopping that future. 2025, 2030, and everything that's tied along with it, that's coming.
There we go. Awesome, man. All right, well, thank you for joining us on the Power Hour once again. Always nice to have our repeat guest, and especially a fellow
always go blue
Wolverine. Yes, this week especially. Let's go March Madness, baby. It off tonight. Go blue. I even saw somebody put Maryland as their favorite team. Get out of here with that BS. So, all right, there's the move. CJ, thanks for hopping on.
You're welcome.
Maryland.
All right, Drewski. But before we're gonna get to our next guest in just a second here. But I'm gonna preview everybody. Oh, I like my previews, Mr. Drew. I'm going to preview everybody for what we have coming up later in the show. So we're about to bring a next very special guest onto the show. After that, I've got some very strong opinions about Alibaba. Right? If you're an Alibaba trader or you're Baba curious, I've got some opinions to dump. I want to get Drew's reaction. I want to get the chat's reaction. I'm sort of hinting a little bit that the thoughts are not positive. And so I'm going to get flamed for this one. But I'm bringing it with Alibaba. All right, that we're going to do an update on our chat challenge. That's our stock picking contest we run every week from the community. And of course, Mr. Kevin O'Leary is going to be hopping onto the stream. We're going to be pulling questions live out of the chat, guys. Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, Shark Tank star. If you've ever wanted to ask him a question, maybe even pitch a high-level business concept, I don't know if we'll get to that, but hey, throwing it out there, 2 o'clock Eastern, 2 p.m. Eastern. That's just, I don't know, what time is it? My watch is broken. 50 minutes away. We'll be getting to that, so stay tuned. Hit the like button, and without further ado, I'm going to roll our special guest video and bring our special guest. All right. Catherine, did that video stop playing for you partway through?
It felt like it was a loop, actually.
Something screwed up with that video in particular. I don't know if it's all of them or if it's just the one or what the deal is, but it's the third time I've tried it today, and I guess it'll be the last time.
I was not offended.
Okay, all right, good. It just so you know, I was about to say very special guest, which you are. You said you're not offended, but we are excited to have you here and wanted to, have a nice little video. But Catherine, you're coming to us from Cabbage. Thank you so much for joining the Power Hour. This is what we like to call the most entertaining stock market show on the internet. What we like to call it changes pretty much every day, depending on how we're feeling. But for those of us who aren't familiar, can you just tell us a little bit about Cabbage? Give us the background, and then we'll hop into it.
Sure. Cabbage helps small businesses manage cash flow through a variety of products that include things like lines of credit, small business checking account, payment processing, invoicing, bill pay, and charge cards.
Awesome. And I'll ask one more background question a little bit. But when you were getting the company started, where did it start, and what was the hole that existed in the market that you guys saw and said, hey, this is somewhere where we can step in?
I'm glad you asked that question. Our company was actually influenced by technology. That's what inspired Cabbage to begin. My co-founder Rob in 2007. We're really old. He had the idea for using a recently launched eBay API to provide capital to eBay businesses that were selling online, and so that transaction and seller level data allowed us to get real-time access to verified data that we could use to determine how well a business was performing. And we took that platform that we built and expanded it to not only serve other online businesses, but also brick and mortar businesses.
Got it. Okay. All right. No, that's helpful. I didn't know that. I always like to pick up on some of these fun facts, but something that I'm particularly interested in, and I know just based on the comments that we get that our chat is particularly interested in is where exactly are small businesses at? And there's probably no one better to ask than you, given that you guys are providing the financing for so many businesses across the country.
Well, one of the things that we learned that we didn't really realize when we started the company was that small businesses have always been underserved for financial services products. 100% of our customers had a checking account with a bank, 80% of them with the big banks, but they couldn't get other services from them. And so they've often found themselves without access to a lot of tools and services that larger businesses take for granted. And so from our perspective, what we're seeing is a lot of the same things playing out today. So we're seeing that smaller businesses are not recovering as quickly as larger businesses from the pandemic. And they also haven't had access to some of the benefits, the economic benefits that larger businesses have had, whether it's, the Fed buying up corporate debt, or whether it's access to lines of credit. They've really had access to PPP, and that's about it. And so I think it's taken them a while to recover.
Okay, and I mean, how far along are we in that recovery? So you just told us it's taking longer for them to recover. I mean, is it are we getting back to being half operational across the board? Is it a quarter of the way there? Are we still a long way off? How far along in the process are a lot of these companies?
I think it's important to provide a little bit of context on who the small businesses are. So of the 30-ish million small businesses in the US, 90% of them have fewer than 20 employees, 80% have fewer than 10. So it's this 90% of businesses that we generally are talking about when we talk about small businesses. Those are the ones that have historically been underserved. And so what we're seeing is that 57% of these customers are reporting that their businesses are fully open. So imagine if you're a restaurant, that means all of your tables are open. If you're a gym, that means all of your treadmills are open. So they did find that online sales have certainly increased, and they've been embracing digital services, but they think that for them, recovery means that they can pay all of their employees full wages without being concerned. So, and again, if you compare the year-over-year growth differences between larger business and smaller businesses, smallest businesses have had a 3% employee change and 2% total sales and 0% profit change, while the largest businesses have seen a 36% employee change, 35% in total sales increase, and a 33% profit. So I think that you see it play out in the numbers every day.
Okay. And do you guys get, and I imagine you have some sort of insight, but do you guys have any insight as to like levels of investment? You know, is it like these businesses are starting to come back and they're ready to hit the ground and building out operations? Is it like a little bit of cash recovery mode and let's just get our feet under ourselves? And the reason why I'm asking is that I would imagine that would give some sort of degree of confidence of these business owners.
I think it's also important to sort of segment the businesses by business type, by geography. There are a lot of businesses that are doing well. There's this K-shaped recovery that's happening in small business as well. Businesses that were focused on home services, large and small, from Home Depot down to your local contractor, they're crushing it. My local picture framing shop has just been, 2 months behind ever since the pandemic started because people see their ugly frames on their walls and they want to change them up. But if you are a dry cleaner, then you rely on, urban commuter traffic, folks who are going to office buildings. You're having a hard time right now because that traffic hasn't returned yet. And, the vaccines haven't really rolled out fully yet. And so I think it's going to be a while before that traffic returns, if it ever does, because in many ways, people's work styles are changing. Maybe they're not going to get on as many planes. Maybe they're not going to go to the office as often. And that's going to have a permanent impact on certain segments of businesses.
Okay. I've got two reactions to that. The first one is not only are the people seeing their own ugly frames, all their colleagues are on the Zoom calls, right? Everybody sees the ugly frames, so you need to get those swapped out. And then your point about the dry cleaners is super interesting, super relatable. Like myself as an example, I like call this the year that destroyed all my shoes because I've gotten none of my shoes taken care of for the entire year. Just because, see the same 6 people every day. no need. I'm not traveling, etc. No need to get them polished up and resold and all that sort of thing. And Catherine, I know you have to bounce in just a couple of minutes here. But any final words of wisdom would be greatly appreciated.
I think it's just important to remember that small businesses power our economy. 50% of our non-farm GDP comes from small businesses and 66% of all new jobs. And so they are a vital part of our economy. And it's important to remember that they need access to all the same tools that larger businesses do. And we need to make sure that they fully recover before we say, that we've made it to the other side.
Awesome. All right. Well, Catherine, I know you're so busy, so I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to hop on with us. Talk small businesses. It's such an important part of our whole economy, as you stated. And there you have it, everyone. Catherine Petralia, co-founder Cabbage. I dropped the link in the chat so you can check the company out. Thank you so much for hopping on with us, and we'd love to have you back whenever you're available.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
All right, you too. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, guys. It could be we lost Drew. I don't know where Drew went. He just logged off. Okay. Maybe a Friday segment when we have a slower Friday. One of these weeks is we'll go through all my shoes. I mean, they were like destroyed. Like whenever the world goes back to normal, I'm just gonna have to probably go buy new shoes because I didn't take care of them at all for about 12, 13 months or so. Is Cabbage public? It's owned by American Express, I believe. Amex, what is that ticker? I should know that. AXP maybe. There it is. So there's the answer to that one. Yeah, Drew's microwaving lunch. Yes, probably. There he is. He's back. He's back. Drew, the people need to know. Did you leave to go microwave lunch? You turned the lights off. I mean, what the hell? You just live in the dark. It's noon.
Nah.
It's 1 p.m. You just like to sit in the dark all day?
The power here is, I swear, is a third world country sometimes. Kind of goes out. But I'm back. Lunch, still waiting for that. But yeah, I'm glad to be back. Power is up, back on.
Awesome. All right, guys. So if you're just joining us, welcome to the Power Hour, baby. This is your high energy stock market segment. This is where we're getting things flying. We make this the trade idea show. That's what it's all about, guys. And we all want to make this the trade
$1 million.
$1 million. Yep, that's what we want to do. So yeah, no power on the Power Hour. There we go. I like it. Yeah, college kid can't afford his electric bill. And then this asshole, sorry, Mbaye, I'm just gonna call you out as being an asshole. He's upgraded his IKEA furniture. He's in college, okay? You know,
provided. I didn't buy any of it. No offense taken.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ, he's trying to build his account. We got to get him out of that PDT, all right? Okay, so that's the deal there. Yeah, and there should be a bumper sticker on your end too. Okay. Yes. All right. Here's what we're doing tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow we're gonna do stocks, right? We're gonna talk Vissel. We'll talk Torchlight. We'll talk SOS tomorrow. We'll talk some of the hot names. We're also gonna do a best joke giveaway. All right. Whoever has the best joke gets Drew's voice on their voicemail answering machine. Okay. I'm pulling this one straight out of 1990s public radio. That's what I was raised on. You know, whoever has the best joke in the chat tomorrow is going to get Drew's voice on their answering machine. But all right, on to today, guys. So we're going to jump to our chat challenge in just a minute here. This is where Zinger Nation is going head to head to figure out who's the best trader in the chat this week. We asked, what is the worst performing stock of the week going to be? All right. I said I feel like the market is toppy. The market's held up okay, but I've been running scared a little bit. So the question of the week was, what's the worst performing stock of the week going to be? So we're going to check in, see who's winning that contest. After that, we're going to do a stock battle. We're talking Alibaba, BABA. I've got a hot take on Alibaba. We're going to do it. So somebody's saying. Check the Peloton news. Raz won't like that. Let's look at that. And then at 2 o'clock Eastern, Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, Shark Tank star, he's coming on the show with us. He's going to be taking questions out of the chat. All right, Kevin O'Leary, again, coming live on the Power Hour. Let's go. We said after we did the Kathy Wood interview, we said, who do you want next? The people, they said Kevin O'Leary. After that, we're bringing Elon Musk on. That's the move.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
All right. Oh, yeah.
What up, Peter?
Oh, yeah. Peloton. Let's go. Let's drive Peloton down. I was the bear in this stock yesterday. We got into a heated fight. I don't know if you saw that, Drew, but me and Raz got into a fight. Check this out. My trusty Benzinga Pro. Again, pro.benzinga.com. Peloton CEO requests customers keep children and pets away from Peloton exercise equipment, citing fatal accident. Oh, okay. All right. That's actually really sad. All right. I didn't get that far. All right. We're just going to move on.
An animal or a small child?
It was a small child. We're just going to move on.
Oh, that is really sad.
Yeah. All right. Let's move over to the chat challenge. Zinger Nation is going head to head every single week. What is the best performing stock of the week going to be? All right, did that video stop again? Guys, if that video
froze, I thought it was good.
Wait, it didn't freeze for you?
No, it played all the way through on my screen.
Okay, all right.
Also, the one with the gas, it looped. It started to do it a second time.
Yeah, that was me an accident. Okay. All right. All right. So here's somebody saying buy puts on Peloton. All right, if you guys, so we did covered calls yesterday. We did put selling today. If you want to do just naked put buying tomorrow, put the one in the chat. If you want us to do some other sort of live trade, I'm trying to bring a live trade on this show every single day. If you want to do some other type of trade, put a 2. Again, if you want to do a naked put tomorrow, throw it out, a little bit of a YOLO trade, hit the 1. If not, hit the 2. All right, Drew, our chat challenge. Worst performing stock of the week. That was the question. Throwing it up on the screen.
TLT.
Zooming in here. All right.
Ooh, there's some big L's.
There's
fat L's. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna pull out who did the worst on this too. All right. So the winner, the group that's winning. I'm not gonna say the person who's in the lead. The group that's in the lead is everybody who picked GameStop as the worst performing stock of the week. Again, this runs from Monday through Friday. There's still another day. We're going to be closing it out at this time tomorrow. Hit that subscribe. Hit the like button. Share the stream. Let's get this going, guys. But all right, GameStop, GME, down 17.5% since the start of the week. Let's see. How many of you put GME? So range is we're going to look there. We're going to look for GME. Oh, my God. 15 people. 15 of you. We only had like 100 entries. 15% of the population guessed GME is going to be. Yeah, so look at this. So somebody said, we need to prohibit GME from these games. Like the last 2 weeks, the winners have been best performing GME, worst performing GME. It's all GME, okay? This is what Zinger Nation is all about. Plug. It's not about me, Drew. I'm a flawed human. Plug is down more.
Classic.
Who pulled that? Chris calling it out. That's what it's about. Plug Power down 18.6%. It's not GameStop, down 17.5%. Plug Power. Oh fuck! I'm losing my voice. Justin T, you are the in the lead right now. Let's go. Air horns on that one. Come on, baby. All right, Plug Power down 18.6%. And it looks like we actually might have a couple plug guesses. Let's count it. Here, we'll put it down here to make it a little clearer. Plug equals count if. There, looking for plug. If it would be helpful, too, to do like a quick Excel segment, a Google Sheet segment, to go through some of these formulas, we can do that one day, too. So let me know in the chat. All right, and producer Rohan, I'm like dying of water. I need some water and a charger if you could help me out. But all right, Plug Power. 2 of you picked Plug Power. Worst performing stock of the week. You are ahead. Dustin T, Chris saving you in the chat. We've got one more day. Luke, can you link the spreadsheet? Of course I can. That's what I do, baby. I link spreadsheets. So here it is. Having that into the chat. It's view-only mode, so you can't go and delete your competitors' guesses. And again, if you missed out this week, join us next week. The winner gets whatever they want from swag.benzinga.com. Shout out Caesar, who's running that site for us. But again, you're in the head if you pick Plug. And I said I was going to call out whoever had the worst pick. All right, so this week would be the best performing stock of the week. I got to do it. Peso Capital, ready? We might get a copyright claim from that. That's from what's that show that's got Drew Carey now? You look so old. Drew, you're too young for this shit. Drew Carey's show. Price is Right. There we go. That's the one from Price is Right. That is so you guessed the ticker AI. Peso Capital is going to be the worst performing stock of the week. Stock is up 54%. I hope you didn't short it.
Not a good time.
Yeah, look at this. All these zingers out here saying Price is Right. helping us out. If we're gonna have one copyright claim, we might as well have 3. It doesn't matter. You get one, it's all the same. You can have unlimited. I can start playing Snoop Dogg songs now. It doesn't matter. We get screwed anyways. Price is Wrong. Boom.
Price is Wrong. I love that.
All right, there we go. All right, guys. Next up, shout out Bob Barker. He was the GOAT. Every day I was sick from school. Watch Bob Barker middle of the day. Drew, you might be too young for that. But all right, guys, before we get to Baba, we're gonna do a stock battle on Baba. We're gonna be battling. We're gonna be seeing. I'm gonna be asking you guys. We're gonna be fighting about Baba. But before we get to that, we've got a very special guest. We have somebody from Zinger Nation is coming on. 5-minute stock pitch. Again, this is the Stock Idea Show, guys. Share the stream, like the stream, pass this thing around. Let's get the ideas flowing. Let's get the creative juices flowing. That's what it's all about, guys. I'm putting the email address in there right now, powerhour@benzinga.com. I'm on that. Jason's on that. Producer AB is on that email. You want to come on and pitch a stock, we'll bring you on. But all right, Happy Mohammed, what's up, man? Welcome to the Power Hour.
What's going on, Zinger Nation? Just wanted to come on, represent the chat for you guys.
Hell yeah, that's what it's all about, baby. Representing the chat. Have you been listening for a while?
I've been on for about a week now, every day since. There's no better place where you can find everything you need. You got questions, you ask it in the chat. It'll get answered eventually.
Exactly, baby. That's what I'm talking about. So, all right, you've got a stock for us.
Yeah, so basically, I wanted to talk about CCIV. Everyone knows it, Lucid Motors. So yesterday there was a little bit
Wait. Is this a long pitch on CCIV?
No, it's not that long. I'll give you a quick little one.
No. I mean, are you bullish on the stock?
Oh, I'm definitely bullish, but it's a long-term bullish play.
All right. Let's hear it. Here's the chart.
So yesterday there was a big conference. It's called SSW. People know it as the Arts and Tech Conference. That was big. It's about $400 just to watch the stream. So it's quite expensive. Yesterday, Lucid Motors had a little bit of a conference. If you go on YouTube right now, there is a video. Type in Lucid Motors times Adobe Digital. Or not Adobe, Dolby Digital.
All right, we'll look for it. Lucid Motors, Dolby Digital. All right, we're looking.
And basically, this is like, when you go see the best movies in the theater, who's playing them? Dolby Digital, right? This is what, people are always trying to put subs in their car, always trying to make their sound in the audio in a vehicle sound better than, their house. So you can play that in the background. I think this is going to set the future of EV, It's Peter Rawlinson, he didn't seem too worried on his video with Jim Cramer. Jim Cramer obviously see the vehicle. I don't know why they only decided to show the front, but it was. But I'm sure there's a reason behind it. I'm sure there's a big release coming soon. But this is gonna set the future of EV. He's been working with. He worked with Elon Musk. He was the lead engineer for the Model 3.
Okay. So basically the CCIV, that's the SPAC that's going to be merging with Lucid Motors. And if you don't know Lucid Motors, it's a high-end EV company. And basically, the pitch is that Lucid is going to set the stage for EV in the future.
I think by the summertime, do you like it? By the summertime, they're going to be doing their first release of their vehicles. They're already in production, so we already know they have the product. We just waiting for the release. As soon as this release happens, it's going to shoot up, guys. I think anywhere in the 20s, high 20s to low 30s range is a great price entry point, because I see this as really the future.
Yeah, and this stock did get a decent rebound. Shout out Evan Brandoff in the chat, good friend of mine. But okay, I mean, yeah, we're definitely a decent bit off the lows. That's what scared me, was when this thing was in free fall for a while. This is 1 month. Here's 3 months of the stock price, right? It's obviously been a crazy
started getting
one.
some ground, and then that mad money with Jim, it didn't go so great, and then it kind of dropped off back then. But you know what? He didn't seem too worried. They just had this release. If you guys watch this video, you're gonna see how advanced this car is, and I think it's just gonna be a better unavoidable future. We know everyone's moving to EV. We got Volkswagen going to take over Europe. We got places like NIO going to take over China. We got to know who's going to take over the U.S. market. And we got to know who has the product now to deliver to you guys, right? And it's going to be soon by summer. By summer, this car is going to release, and 90,000, I think they said, on first production release.
All right, so there it is. All right. I'm going to throw this one out to the chat. You definitely have more supporters than haters in the chat so far based on the comments, but we all know it comes down to the ones and twos, right? There's nothing more true in this world than the ones and twos in the chat. Okay, that's what defines our universe these days. So here it is. If you guys like the pitch, you like Lucid Motors, you would be long CCIV right now. Hit 1. If you would be short it, hit 2. There's no abstaining, right? You're not Switzerland or whatever country doesn't get into wars. Okay, you're not sitting out of this one. You're either a 1 or you're a 2 or you're out of the chat. So there it is.
You don't like the pitch? Make sure you hit the like button for Zinger Nation. We got to grow this community. We got to share our streamers. These guys are doing a great job.
There we go, baby. That's what we're talking about. Appreciate the love. Happy. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for pitching the stock. Again, guys, powerhour@benzinga.com. Email that. You want to come in. You want to drop a pitch. You want to throw an idea out here. Go ahead and do that.
Oh, no,
all right. Let's see.
Guys. See ya.
All right. Peace, man. All right. We've got a mixed bag, Drewski. So I don't know. Where are you at with this one? And stay seated. I have to go get a cup of water. I'll be right back. When I come back, we're talking Alibaba. All right.
I'm definitely gonna have to stick around for that, and then I'll probably head out. But with Lucid Motors, guys, let me kind of give you the opposite, the other head of the coin, maybe the tail of the coin, right? The other side of the coin, as they say. Not the biggest fan. I was not very early Tesla owner, but I think the first time I bought Tesla, maybe 2018, right? I've traded a little bit, and then I bought some, held it in like 2019, and I got out way before this bull run. So maybe I'm not the best person to talk to when it comes to EVs. I almost made like 6 figures off one trade, which is huge for my account. But it is what it is. Can't look down on it. So the thing with Lucid is it was gonna go with a $24 billion valuation based on a $15 PIPE, right? So they did a private investment in public equity. That's what PIPE stands for. And that put the valuation at $24 billion at $15 a share. Right now, it's basically double that. So it's basically almost a $50 billion company, right? We're around $48 billion. And the thing is, right, these guys, they're in my eyes, they're way overvalued, right? Even looking at Tesla's valuation looks way more better. I don't think that's proper grammar.
Yeah, that's not right.
Way better.
Keep going. We get the point.
Lucid, right? Lucid, how many cars have they sold, right? Not too many. I think it's closer to this number. And Tesla, is just a safer bet. Like these guys, they're trying to be groundbreaking. They're trying to make a name for themselves in the car industry. Brand is everything, and Tesla has an insane brand, right? Everyone knew what a Tesla was when there was only one vehicle, or technically 2, the Roadster and the Model S, and now they're like dropping tons of vehicles. Everyone knows the brand. Everyone thinks they're a luxury product. It's Lucid. My mom doesn't know what a Lucid motor is. She'd probably think that's like some motor. She doesn't think that's.
You probably think that's some wacky drug that your friends are giving you at college.
Exactly. It's not though. It's but that's just my take on it. I think it's a little too hype. Everyone's getting into it. This thing ran up to $65. That's just ridiculous. If you look at the puts, they're like $24 a month out when it was trading. I almost bought a put, but I couldn't justify it. But I think this thing is going to sell off like a fire sale once the merger happens. We've seen that with Hyliion. Look at Nikola. Guys, SPACs, they're fun, they're hot, they're exciting, and there's probably going to be some huge long-term potential. But get in on the dips. If you like CCIV, sell some puts, take the Luke Jacobi, Hot Stocks Luke approach, and make it happen. Zinger Nation, if that doesn't deserve a like and follow and subscribe, I don't know what does.
Boom. There we have it, guys. All right. And Drew, we're going to do an update. You weren't here Wednesday. Today's Thursday. Tuesday, we did a covered call lesson. Right, we sold covered calls against Visa. Check this out. We've already made 67% of everything that we can make on the trade. So we're going to do an update on that. We're going to walk through the covered call trade, why we made that decision, what it means for the portfolio, etc. Again, that's pretty nice. That was faster than I expected. 67% in 2 days, and we did it all live on the show. So you can go back watch that again. Tuesday was when we did it. But all right. We got to talk about Baba. All right, we got to bring Baba to up to the front of the stage. All right,
I'm ready.
All right, you're not Raz, but
I'm Jason Raznick.
that's the best I got. Okay. All right, guys, we're talking Alibaba. I used to like this stock. I actually sold puts against this stock at the beginning of the year, at the beginning of 2020. Again, we're going back to put selling. We made 100% of that, right? The puts that we sold, it never dropped below the strike price. We collected the full premium. Like I said, I've made more money selling puts this year than anything else that I've done. And I've got somewhere around 60 or so trades throughout the course of 2021 so far. I hate this stock right now. I'm going to go out and say it. I hate Alibaba stock right now. And so here's why. The wave of bad news around this thing is freaking unbelievable. All right. I just did like I've been like watching it come in, right? I did like 3 minutes of research before the show started, right? Like 5 minutes before the show started. And check this out. This is all over the past couple of months. And let's zoom this out. Here's a 1 year chart of Alibaba. Okay. All right. First, you had their Ant Financial. That's like their fintech, their peer-to-peer lending, their Venmo type product, their digital banking product for China. That was supposed to have an IPO, a blockbuster IPO. It was supposed to be the hottest IPO of the year. Chinese government blocked it and then put handcuffs on what Ant Financial can do. In terms of the banking space, giving more power to the legacy banks versus the new startups. Okay, so there's one. Then Jack Ma went missing for like 2 months. He was gone. We didn't know what happened to him. His shit got canceled, and then we just don't see him. He just disappears, and all of a sudden one day he pops up, and somebody gets a picture of him golfing 2 days later, and the stock goes up 10%. Okay, yeah, it's a good thing. We didn't know what happened to him. Still weird that he went missing. Okay, there's two. Number three, story out last week that the Chinese government is going to be putting more regulation on Alibaba and potentially hitting the company with a $975 million fine. And then just last week, maybe that was even the beginning of this week, the CEO of Ant Financial resigns, steps down, leaves the company, right? If you're supposed to have an IPO, okay, that's your cash out. That's when you're running up the bands, right? You don't resign right before that. You know, that he stepped down, okay? And so the amount of bad news and uncertainty around this name, I think, is insane, right? Who remembers Sino Forest? Do you guys remember Sino Forest? Right? It was a Chinese stock that was basically fake. All their numbers were fake. And how many times Luckin Coffee, right? How many times have we seen these companies running into problems? The first time that I met the guys at I think it's Citron would have been in like 2013, 2014 when I was just new here at Benzinga. And basically what they were doing, maybe it was geo investing. It was one of those awesome research firms, right? They were basically doing research on all these Chinese stocks. And they got, I believe, literally dozens, if not literally dozens, then at least 10 Chinese companies delisted just because of like regulatory bullshit or like totally fake, obtuse financials. Okay. So that's why I don't trust this thing, right? I think it's a very, I loved this stock. 3 months ago, you know, it sold off, and I thought, okay, they got a couple bad news hits, but the bad news reel has not stopped. We're at Benzinga here, baby. We are financial news, right? That's me. So that's the problem there with this stock. You know, it sounds like you lost some money on Baba. I didn't. I made money on Baba. I sold puts against it. I sold what strike was it? 220 strike puts, maybe. I don't know, something like that. We'll go back and look at it. But I sold puts against it. They never hit. I kept all the premium, made like a G for nothing. But I seriously hate this stock right now. I'm throwing it out to the chat. Again, you're not sitting out of this one, okay? You either like the stock or you don't. If you like the stock, you want to be in it, press 1. If not, press 2. That's the question, guys. If you like the stock, press 1. If not, press 2. All right, Drew, your turn. I did my rant, but what do you have to say for yourself?
Luke, I'm going to ask you one question. If you could buy Amazon at a 26 price to earnings, you know, would you do that? You know, I think Amazon trades near like 100 PE.
I would buy Amazon at 26 PE all day.
What if the U.S. just decided, you know, everyone's going to have 3 kids? and our population tripled. That would probably be a pretty bullish factor. Well, that is China, okay? Alibaba, AliExpress, in my eyes, is the Amazon of China, okay? They have grown revenue almost 50% year over year. They've grown EPS almost 60% year over year. And their price to earnings is like 26, 28. Their price to sales is like 7. Like, this thing is just, it screams value, right? So, yeah, if you're right, if they're cooking the books, which I think is just
I'm not alleging that.
You're not alleging that. But
I'm not alleging that
going to Chinese
anyway.
companies.
I'm throwing out that this is horrible news cycle and some worry about some of these Chinese stocks.
Yeah, like if they're cooking the books, 100%, I'm screwed, right? I have a position in them. I'm gonna get my head chopped off.
They're not. Yeah, I mean,
and like, I'll take the L. If this is the next Luckin Coffee, but I just really don't think that. I think this is a very solid company. Jack Ma, he seems like a down to earth guy. He was a school teacher, now he's a billionaire. I think he's a chill guy. Wouldn't do that type of stuff. But this just screams value, right? And the market is kind of forgetting about it in my eyes, right? Look at that uptick, going into October. Like, that thing is ridiculous. From April to October, this thing was just going off to the moon, and now it's kind of just trading sideways. And like, is e-commerce dead? Like, why are people paying 1,000 times multiple on Shopify, but not, on this? So I think Alibaba has so much growth. It literally is the future, and yeah, I think that's kind of where we're headed. That's where we're going to be. E-commerce is only growing. Alibaba's only going to grow through that.
I'm sorry I brought it up, man.
Yeah, I mean, so oh my God, I just hear Jason yelling in the background. You hear that?
A little bit.
Oh my God. Right. Hold on, and then we're getting back to Alibaba.
All right, let's see what the chat's saying. All right, we got to see do you guys agree with me or not? If not, talk shit to me on Twitter. I love hearing the hate. Looks like a lot of ones. 1.5? You can't do a 1.5, buddy. I'm sorry to say. There's like two 1.5s.
All right. So I agree with you, right? If the Chinese population is increasing, they're going to get more a greater population. Then great, okay. That's obviously a good thing for the stock. But again, it's in this horrible news cycle. I did 3 minutes of research. I'm sure there's more, right? You had the Ant IPO is canceled. You've got Jack Ma went freaking missing. You had the rumor of increased Chinese regulation, a $1 billion fine, and CEO resigns. I mean, when is this shit going to stop, right? Is it Xi Jinping just going to say, hey, I'm going to let Jack Ma be the most famous Chinese person in the world, literally in the world, the most powerful in literally the world. Let him walk all over us, talk shit about our policies. Hell to the no. You can hit him where it hurts, which is in Baba. So that's why I don't like this thing. And the chat, it looks like you scrolled through it. It looked pretty mixed to me.
It does look pretty mixed now. I was in the higher chat, but Jay Rice said this: Baba, buy the blood. Sell when things are rosy. That is literally the facts, right? That's how you get an edge in the stock market, by not being a little wussy. You buy when other people are scared. You sell when people are greedy. That's how Warren Buffett made his money. We've all seen that stuff. If you've been trading through COVID or before that, people get greedy. Everyone can feel that, but you want to partake in the actions. And when people don't want to touch things and you see value, but it's not really moving, it's harder to jump in, right? The first stock I pitched here, I think I told Luke, was Huya. He absolutely cooked me for talking about Chinese stocks. And, that thing's done decent. So do all Chinese stocks, get destroyed? I don't think so. I think there's value. It's only the biggest country in the world when it comes to population, I think. So there are opportunities there. India, maybe next. Indian stocks next.
I think India is super interesting. We need to do that segment. If anybody has Indian stocks that they're interested in, let me know. I think that's actually, that India is really interesting. I don't have any exposure right now. I'd like to, though. All right. So there's our Baba rant.
Buy Jamia argument solved. I think that's fast too.
Wait, what does it say?
Buy Jamia argument solved.
Boom. All right, there's the Drew stock. Shout out to Drew. Somebody remembering Drew's favorite name on the market. All right. Drew, we what else were we about to do? We were about to do something right after Baba.
So we were
Which
coming
one was it?
from-
I had another good ticker that we need to talk about.
Did we? I think this is the last thing you said, but I could be wrong. I think.
Oh. Visa covered calls.
You didn't tell me about that one.
What are you talking about? I said that. Okay. Did you guys hear me say that? All right.
Drop a one in the chat if Luke said that. Drop a two in the chat if Luke did not say that.
Yes,
Maybe we got
Tata
twisted
Motors.
in the
Somebody's saying Tata effing Motors. Somebody's
Why
dropping the
Tata?
Vissel. Drew, I've got to relog back into my brokerage, but can you give me a price check on Vissel while I do that?
Yeah, up.
I mean, that you have to admit that was the.
All right, you did say that, Luke. It looks like one
Yeah,
person
okay.
backing you.
Okay, you have to
Very
admit
blind,
that price call on Vissel was freaking unreal. On literally the penny, that does not usually work out that well. That was a little bit of madness right there. All right, but what's the price check, Drewski? You have a computer. You don't need to go on your phone.
Yeah, my computer's so slow. So Vissel, $3.84.
It's what?
$3.84.
All right, so
too
it's
much.
boring. It's boring then. It's just hanging
Going
out.
up, yeah. It's ticking up though. It is ticking up. Buy the dip, sell the rib. I don't know. It seems a little late, but it's very interesting. I don't know much about it. It's coming off a fat pop, $5. But
All right.
interesting.
All right. Somebody's saying, please don't spam. You should respect other people's opinions. I spam a little bit. You see me trolling in the chat sometimes during the other shows. Do not talk bad about my Baba. I love that.
Tata Motors up 344% this year.
And again, Vissel, that's the Hugh Henney pick. Remember, he came on our show. He pitched it. The stock ripped after that. We're bringing him back on. We then interviewed the CEO. He was going to be back with us to talk the stock. Hopefully tomorrow. But all right, let's talk about Visa.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the live brokerage account. Is this
It
big
would just
enough?
be a lot easier if I had
Probably
the
good
mouse
size.
here so I could see what the
All
hell I
right,
was doing.
Jesus Christ, these guys are so loud. I'm literally in a separate room and I hear every word they say. Holy crap! All right, but all right, let's talk about Visa. Ticker V. Don't you remember when Kate couldn't pay the rent last year? It was 15 by the blood. Okay, yeah, sure. I mean, buy the blood if you want. All right, whatever you want to do. Okay. All right. I just show what I do. Again, I make all of my trades, as many as I can, at least live on the show. I mean, I show my brokerage account literally every day. It doesn't get more transparent than that. I'm not buying it, but if you want to buy the blood, go for it. Is there someone talking in the background? Yes, it's Jason Raznick going crazy before his Kevin O'Leary interview. Kevin O'Leary, guys, 10 minutes. My watch says the current time is 2:21 Eastern. It's broken. I keep resetting it, and it's slowly losing time. I have to do that every day right now. I just need to take it to the store. But all right, let's talk about ticker V gang. We're talking about V gang, Drew. That's what we called it. Visa. We still have Huya up on the screen. Producer AB fell asleep, so we need to get that out of here.
We didn't keep it there. It's a fan favorite.
All right. There it is. It's gone. All right. And I did tell producer AB, he's got some other stuff to work on. I said, you don't need to hang out on the stream. But all right. Ticker V Visa. Okay. So on Tuesday, we did a lesson about selling covered calls. Okay. And what a covered call is, and basically my pitch on it was you manufacture your own dividend, and you take on in what is, in my opinion, a great risk. It's a risk that I am happy to take on, and I'll walk through it really quick, and then we'll talk about what's happened to this trade over the past 2 days. We did this live on the show on Tuesday, so if you want to do the full segment, we did the math, we did everything just like we did on the put selling today. It's like 20 minutes long. Go back to Tuesday, watch the Power Hour, like this stream, like that stream, and we'll be okay. All right. So covered calls, quick once over. We own shares in my live brokerage account. I own shares of Visa, ticker V. Okay, this is not a stock that I own and am holding because I want it to double over the next 3 weeks, right? It's not like a rippy swing trade. This is just like when I talk about I want to own more high quality, good stocks right now. This is one of those good high quality stocks right now. Okay, that's why we own Visa. What we did was we sold calls against Visa. Okay, so we owned the stock. We then sold calls. The price that we sold the calls for was $2.73. All right, here's our trade. Okay, $2.73. We went short calls, and what does that mean? So we first of all we sold 2 contracts to cover the number of shares that we own. So let's get the calculator up here. Okay, so $2.73, 2 contracts, 100 shares a contract. So we got $546 credited to our account as soon as we made that trade, right? We sold the calls. We got $546. Let's go. Money in the bank. We'll take it, run it up. That's the move there, okay? What was the risk we took on, right? Whenever we're selling options, we're taking on some sort of risk. What was the risk that we were taking on? The risk is that sometime between now and April 16th, so it's a month away, we did 30 days, we might have to sell the shares of Visa that we own for $240. Okay, if we look back at what the price of Visa was on Tuesday, ticker V, throwing up our V gang here, all right. Tuesday was somewhere around here. All right, it was somewhere around 220. All right, I don't know exactly what, but it was somewhere around 220 in this range here. Okay, and the risk that we were taking on is that we might have to sell shares for $240. That's great in my opinion. In my opinion, that's an amazing risk to take on, right? We might be forced to sell the stock at a higher price than what it's trading at right now, and we're getting paid to take on that risk. Okay, so we sold the call options again, $2.73. We got that credited to our account. We can now, there we go. Ryan Rosbiani in the chat saying what up. But again, we got $546. That comes from selling 2 contracts against Visa. And the risk that we're taking on is that instead of selling the stock right now at 225-ish, we might have to sell it for 240 sometime between now and a month from now. That's great, right? How do we lose if Visa somehow goes from 220 to 300 over the course of a month? We only get upside up to 240. Okay, so I am all about call selling, right? If we did this every single month, right? Think about this. If we did this every single month, because you can do this every single month, we get $546, 12 months. That we're getting paid $6,500 a year just to own our shares of Visa and potentially have to sell them at a higher price. Again, don't do this on your YOLO stocks that you're buying the stock because you want it to double in the next month, right? That's where it doesn't make sense because you're going to miss out on that upside. But Visa is one of these high quality core holdings that we have. Somebody in the chat saying, yeah, do it every single week, not every single month. You know, I think fair on that one. And so right now, last trade update on this one, we're up. We've made 61% of everything that we can make on this trade. Okay, so we got $546. You know, when we open the position, if we wanted to close the position now, the way you close it is just like you close a short stock position. You buy back the option contract. All right. 104 times 200. So it costs us $208 to close the position right now, minus 546. So we're up $338 if we wanted to close it now. So we've made 61% of everything that we can make. Once we make maybe 85% of everything that we can make, that's when I'm going to close the trade and sell calls for the next month, right? Just keep rolling it, paying myself $400 or $500 every single month just to own my shares of Visa that I want to own anyways. All right.
Another great trade, Luke. United Wholesale Mortgage covered calls. I've been doing this for a while now.
Well, the stock hasn't been working out for me.
Sell the 11 covered call for next month. Collect 85 cents back.
All right. The 11?
The 11 for next month. I mean, literally that stock, I bought it at $10. I'm down like some cents now. I've been selling calls on this thing like every other month. When it ripped up, I didn't want to sell the stock. I just sold calls. So I sold the $12.50 call for like $1.10. You can just keep on selling the $10, the $11 call for next month. It's a really nice premium. I think that's really high. That's almost 10% of what the stock is trading at right now. Right? If you sell the $10, you're getting 10% return basically a month out. And, you know,
I have to see how many shares of this I have. Not many. 200. Okay. All right. So let's do it. All right, you threw it out there, Drew. I'm not one to back down from a challenge. Did you know that?
Of course I knew that. This is Zinger Nation.
Boom! There we go. All right, not backing down from a challenge. We already hit one live options trade. We did the put selling. Yeah, not a bad Visa play. Let's go. Everybody loves that Visa trade. So I always do these rippy YOLO trades on here, right? We're talking Vissel all day and stuff like that, but people like sort of the sane mind trades as well. So all right. Let's do this. And ask questions if you have questions about doing the covered calls. We're making another live trade on the Power Hour, baby. Let's go. Let's get some hype video going. And I need to take a sip of water. All right, breaking news. Luke Jacobi, hot sauce Luke selling covered calls against his UMCH United Wholesale Mortgage position. So all right, guys. We own 200 shares of this stock. We are going to sell the $11 strike calls that are expiring April 16th, 29 days from now. We're going to sell these $11 strike calls for 80 cents here. Maybe. My trade ticket is loading.
If you really want to get out of the stock, you could sell the $9 call.
I'm not selling the 9
and
calls.
You're basically making, what is that, $10.45 a share? I mean, I don't think that's the move, but
all right.
Exit price.
We're running into some problems, Drewski.
Oh, no.
Where's my options chain? My option chain button is gone. It's normally right here.
Interactive Broker said Luke can't trade GameStop, and we're done letting him sell covered calls.
Maybe I got cut off from live trading. Let's try to reload the whole page again. they cut me off from live. There it is. All right, it's back, baby. I knew where that button was. All right, so we're gonna sell the covered calls against our position in the stock live on the show. We're gonna talk through how, dude, what the hell? It won't load. All right, let's try to refresh again. Come on now.
All right.
We have the option chain button.
Well, you're doing
all right. There it is. All right, we got it. Okay. All right. So here it is. Live account. Okay. So we're selling the April 16th, 29 days out calls against UWMC. We're going to sell them for 80 cents. We own the stock. We own 200 shares of the stock. So I'm going to go over to my sell order. Selling 2. This is essentially making us bearish. The stock is what this is doing. All right, limit price 80 cents. Hitting the sell order. There it goes.
Oh, you're undercutting me. I should have told you about the trade.
And what?
No worries.
All right, we're filled. Okay, so we're filled on this thing. So what happened when we just did this? All right, so 80 cents a contract. Here's our trusty calculator. Okay. 80 cents a contract. We sold 2 contracts. That represents 200 shares, 100 shares a contract. So we just got $160 put into our account right now. $160, okay? What's the risk that we're taking? The risk that we're taking on is that sometime between now and 29 days from now, because again, that's when the contract expires, we may be forced to sell our shares of stock for $11 per share. Okay, that's the risk that we're taking on with this trade. We're Jesus. All right, we're getting paid $160 in order to take that risk on. That the stock is last traded at, let's see, it hasn't been faring well.
940, right on there.
All right, so the stock last traded, check it out. $9.38 is the quote that I have right here. So we're getting paid $160 to potentially have to sell the stock for $11 sometime between now and a month from now. All right, that's the transaction. That's why I like selling covered calls. Again, essentially, you're getting paid to sell stocks that you own at a higher price. Yeah, everybody's saying that I got cut out. I got cut out of Interactive Brokers. Yeah, I guess they turned me back on. But that's why I like selling covered calls, guys, especially on stocks that you're not buying because you think that they're going to double in the next week. That's not really my style anyways. Ryan Rosbiani saying 7 likes to get us to 900. Ryan, I'm going to ask you this. You're speaking for Zinger Nation. If we get to 1,000 likes before I have to go, should we give away a Benzinga Pro? All right. Whoever, we're going to give away a Benzinga Pro to somebody in the chat if we get to 1,000 likes, if Ryan wants us to. Okay. It's his call. So we'll see what he says. But again, there's our covered call selling. So Drewski, we're running light on time. I think Mr. Raznick is about to take this thing over.
I was trying to say hi to you, and then you said Jesus. You got all mad at me.
I was mid-sentence. I'm explaining how covered calls work.
Yeah, they're not as interesting as you think, but I'm echoing, guys.
All right. If you guys would not like us to do any more options trade explanations, put the one in the chat, and we'll stop doing them. All right. And Jason just left. He's like, screw this, I'm out. All right. Are we doing the Benzinga Pro giveaway? All right, let's do it.
Luke, I got to get started. We're at 2:00, man.
Oh, it's time to fly?
Yeah, it's 2:00.
All right, guys. So here's the deal. I'll say one last thing. Okay, here's the YouTube stream. I'm going to be watching the chat, okay? Whoever has the closest comment, whoever makes a comment in the chat when we hit 1,000 likes on the dot, you're getting your month of Benzinga Pro for free. That's how we do it on Zinger Nation. Run this thing up, guys. Again, we have to get to that 1,000 like mark. I'll be watching it closely.
Love Zinger Nation. I love Zinger Nation. I'm not sad Luke kicked me off. That's what it's about, educating you guys on how to use options. Luke has made me a lot of money learning how to use options, so why not you guys as well? It's more important. So I agree with you guys.
Yeah, of course. All right, Jason, you've got a big thing coming up right now.
Yeah, Kevin O'Leary, Shark Tank, a bunch of stuff. We're gonna chat it up, and we'll see how we do. Last week was Kathy Wood. A week before, this week Kevin O'Leary. Is Jeff Bezos next week, or is that 2 weeks? I forget what we scheduled.
It's Bezos or Musk? We gotta check the
schedule. I know.
Musk.
Musk is April 16th. You're off on the dates, Luke. See, I got you on one thing. Okay.
All my options expire on April 16th too.
All right, Luke. Enough. Okay, guys. Hey, team. Producer Rohan, let's go. Switch it up.